WWE Network presents NXT TakeOver London.
Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, whatever you want to call him, this man can wrestle. Some regard him as one of the best wrestlers in the world, and it doesn't hurt that his character work and appearance are also great. He's currently in NXT, having previously been champion, but his call up to the main roster seems imminent. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this, so here's Wrestling Origins, Finn Balor. Fergal Devitt was born in Bray, a town in County Wicklow, Ireland, on July 25th, 1981. As a young kid, around the age of 4, Devitt would spend afternoons watching wrestling with his grandfather and was a fan ever since. He loved superstars like The Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, and Shawn Michaels, but said he never even thought about becoming a wrestler as a kid because he was such a small guy. Instead, Devitt would take up soccer and Gaelic football all the way through childhood. See, wrestling isn't the most viable career option, so Devitt buried his passions in favor of other sports. However, as he neared the end of his schooling, Devitt decided that despite being only 5'11" and 180 pounds, he was going to at least try to follow his dreams. Once he finished school, he went over to Kent, England, where he joined the Hammerlock Wrestling Company. Here, he would train under Andre Baker, learning the art of catch wrestling. After training for a little while, Devitt debuted in NWA UK Hammerlock in the year 2000 at the age of just 18, and would soon go on to win the NWA British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. Once he graduated the school, Fergal would begin touring the UK, Ireland, and even the US. By mid-2002, after getting a nice amount of experience, Devitt opened up NWA Ireland, his very own wrestling promotion. Here, Devitt would begin training other wrestlers, most notably current WWE wrestler Becky Lynch. Like many others, despite working in some well-known promotions, Devitt also worked in a ton of smaller ones throughout his career, sometimes even for a single match. Since I will mainly be covering the larger, more popular ones, I'm just going to list off a bunch of the smaller ones he worked in. Canadian Wrestling Federation, All Pro Wrestling, Fighting Spirit Federation, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Revolution Pro Wrestling, and Westside Extreme Wrestling, to name a few. Moving to 2005, on October 8th in Nashville, Tennessee, Devitt would defeat Drew Onyx for his second British Commonwealth title. After this match, both Devitt and Onyx were invited to the New Japan Inoki Dojo to train, which is ironically in Santa Monica, California. Anyways, he would train there while also working mainly in Millennium Wrestling Federation. Here he would impress many promoters and trainers with his abilities, and after was even invited to train in New Japan's main dojo in Japan. In early 2006, Devitt packed up and headed to Japan at the age of 24, where he would begin training in the Japanese style of wrestling. In March of 2006, Devitt dropped his British Commonwealth Championship to Carl Anderson. The day after losing his belt though, Fergal signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Since he had already been training, it wasn't long before he got in the ring. Fergal made his debut in April 2006 against El Samurai, but under the new name of Prince Devitt, mainly because the locals were flat out unable to pronounce his first name. The next month, however, Devitt began wrestling for New Japan's WrestleLand promotion. This time he was wearing a mask and took on the name Pegasus Kid. Sound familiar? That's because Devitt was the second Pegasus Kid, as the original was Chris Benoit. That run was relatively short-lived, and soon Devitt once again began competing under his real identity. Prince Devitt would even turn heel later that year and started teaming with the Controlled Terrorism Unit, or CTU. During his time with the CTU, he would go on such a bad losing streak that his stablemates wanted nothing to do with him. They gave him one final chance to prove himself in October, where Devitt did just that. He won and impressed his teammates, thus was allowed to stay with the CTU. From there, he would team up with the CTU leader Jushin Thunder Liger against Wataru Inu and Raisuke Taguchi, forgive my pronunciation, where Devitt would pick up the pinfall for the victory, cementing himself as a valuable member of the stable. However, just as he was starting to take off, Devitt suffered a knee injury which sidelined him until May of 2007. When he returned to action, Devitt competed in the Best of the Juniors tournament, though wasn't able to score any points in the event despite his stablemate Minoru claiming Devitt would win it all. Just a quick tangent, Devitt was also competing in other promotions as I mentioned earlier, and in June of 2007 he competed in the Reclaiming the Glory tournament for National Wrestling Alliance. Devitt would lose in the second round to Bryan Danielson in a match that is worth checking out. Back to Japan, in August of 2007 CTU was disbanded and Devitt along with Minoru joined the new Rise stable. If you've seen my Origins video on Shinsuke Nakamura, you know that he was the creator and leader of Rise. Devitt and Minoru would also become a tag team called Prince, combining Prince Devitt's first name and the last part of Minoru's nickname, Black Prince. Very creative. The two would compete as a tag team when TNA visited New Japan in November, but they would lose to Senshi and Christopher Daniels. However, in early 2008, the team would be more successful as Prince won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team belts, which was Devitt's first major title. They would, however, lose the belts to Akira and Liger, but would regain them to reign for 3 months till losing them again in October. Moving to 2009, Devitt entered the Best of the Super Juniors tournament where he advanced to the finals, only to lose to Koji Kanemoto. He would also later make to the finals and lose the Super J Cup as well. This year, Devitt also began teaming with Ryusuke Taguchi as the team Apollo 55. The two would defeat the Motor City Machine Guns to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships in July of that year. The two would hold the titles and even defended them at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th, 2010 against Averno and Ultimo Guerrero. However, on April 21st of 2010, the pair was stripped of their titles after they held the belts for 30 days without defending them. In May, Apollo 55 joined the Super J Tag Tournament in an attempt to regain the belts they never lost, but were defeated in the finals by the team of El Samurai and Koji Kanemoto. Apollo 55 would also enter the J Sports Crown Openweight 6-man tag tournament, along with Hiroki Goto, where the trio would win in the finals against the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tajiri, and Kushida. This would lead to a rematch for the Junior Heavyweight Tag belts against El Samurai and Kanemoto, which Apollo 55 won. Going back to June 2010 for a second, Devitt earned a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. Devitt would defeat the champion Naomichi Marufuji to win his first ever IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. He would successfully defend this title against Atsushi Aoki in July. In August, Devitt entered the G1 Climax tournament, the biggest of the year. He would win 4 of his 7 matches in the round robin stage, which included a win over the amazing Hiroshi Tanahashi, but Devitt failed to qualify for the finals by just a single point. On September 3rd, Devitt would successfully defeat
The following contest is a steel cage match. This match can be won by pinfall, submission, or a stake in the cage. And it is for the NXT Championship. Introducing the challenger from Bray County, Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in, he is the NXT Champion, 100.
defend his singles belt for the second time when he defeated Kenny Omega. Ironically, Omega would come back with his partner Kota Ibushi, forming the team the Golden Lovers, in October to take the tag team belts from Devitt and Taguchi. You heard me right, Golden Lovers. Don't even get me started on their signature move, which is called the Golden Shower. Now without his tag belts, Prince Devitt focused on his Junior Heavyweight Championship, which he defended against both Davey Richards and Kota Ibushi in 2011. This will be the start of his long defense streak. Before that though, Apollo 55 would regain their tag team belts from Omega and Ibushi, which made Devitt a double IWGP champion for the second time. Devitt would continue defending his singles title regularly though, along with the tag team belts. He would end his amazing run on June 18th at Dominion, where Devitt lost the Junior Heavyweight Championship to Kota Ibushi after an exceptional reign of 364 days. From there, Devitt would defend his tag belts and would break the record for the most consecutive title defenses during a single reign with 7. Shortly after, Devitt would also win the vacant Junior Heavyweight Singles belt for the second time in September of 2011. However, just a month later, Apollo 55 would drop the tag belts to the No Remorse Corps, only to win them back and lose them once again. That would be Devitt's 6th reign as a tag team champion. Skipping to March of 2012, Devitt went down to Mexico for his first tour of the country and to work in CMLL. Here he would quickly challenge Volador Jr. for the NWA World Historic Middleweight Championship, which he won. However, Devitt would drop his IWGP belt to Low Ki, ending his second reign at 227 days. He would also lose the NWA title after almost exactly 6 months. In November of 2012, Devitt defeated Low-Ki to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship for the 3rd time. He would successfully defend this belt against Low-Ki as well as his partner Taguchi, but after Prince Devitt lost a non-title match to Tanahashi, everything changed. Devitt became cocky and arrogant and eventually made a crazy heel turn when he attacked his longtime partner Taguchi in April 2013. Now, the part a lot of you have been waiting for. On May 3rd, 2013, Prince Devitt and his new bouncer named Bad Luck Fale defeated the team of Taguchi and Captain New Japan. Later that night, the duo, as well as Carl Anderson,
90 pounds, Finn Balor.
You know, guys, with matchups like this, it's no wonder that WWE has the longest-running episodic television show in history. Yeah, matchups like these and the King, the fans have been demanding this one-on-one contest.
and Tama Tonga attacked Hiroshi Tanahashi. This new group was later named Bullet Club. From here, Devitt would enjoy a ton of success, though mostly due to outside help from Bullet Club teammates. He would go on to win that year's Best of the Super Juniors tournament, and following that win, challenged Tanahashi. With help from the Bullet Club, Devitt defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. He would then get a shot at the heavyweight champion, Okada. Despite interference from his stablemates, Okada would retain his title. After wrapping up his rivalry with Tanahashi, Devitt focused on his junior heavyweight belt. Though he had only defended it a handful of times, Devitt had held it for quite a while. This however ended when he lost the title to Kota Ibushi in his 5th title defense, ending his reign at 419 days. One good thing did come from this match though, as it was when Devitt decided to wrestle in full body and face paint, which he has continued to do for big matches. Later in 2014, Taguchi returned after an injury to attack Devitt, reigniting the rivalry. The two would have a match on April 6th, where everything changed for Devitt. He told Bullet Club members Matt and Nick Jackson not to interfere in the match, which resulted in them turning on him. In the end, Taguchi defeated Devitt. Despite the heated feud, the two would shake hands to end the rivalry after the match. The very next day, New Japan announced that Prince Devitt had resigned from the promotion. On May 15, 2014, it was reported that WWE had signed Fergal Devitt and he would be joining the NXT promotion. This was confirmed by WWE in late July, and Devitt would debut in late September as Finn Balor. The name was derived from Irish mythology, with Balor being Gaelic for Demon King. He made his debut by coming to Hideo Itami's aid, and would have his first WWE match in October with Itami against Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. Balor would soon win a shot at the NXT Championship, but was unsuccessful in his match against Kevin Owens in March. He would get another shot in July, this time in Tokyo, where he would defeat Owens for the NXT Championship. Balor would soon be paired with Samoa Joe for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic and won, though Joe would turn on him soon after. This led to a title match where Balor defeated Joe to retain his belt. He would also retain it in a rematch on April 1st, 2016, but finally lost it to Joe after 292 days, a record.
Superstars look geared up and ready to go. Two of WWE's absolute best preparing to square off here. certain we're going to get our money's worth in this one. There's no question that this one's going to be a struggle, an outright battle of wills. And you know, it's just amazing to me that this is just another night in the WWE. Always memorable. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Finn Balor has to have a lot on his mind right now. What do you think? Quick thinking to avoid that. Things not looking great for Finn Balor. This could be the start of an ugly downward spiral if he's not careful. But hey, this is what we signed up for, didn't we? Nobody home there. Nobody home? Cole, that looked like the house has been empty for months. Oh, look at the emotion. Not today, too fast. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Yep, there's the reversal by Finn Balor. And he gets leveled. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Fighting from a position of full health here. And he gets out of the way. It's an amazing atmosphere in this arena tonight. Oh, you're right. Big fight feel here, no doubt. Trying to get under his opponent's skin with this one. He may be in the best physical condition I've ever seen him in. Look at Finn Balor making his moves. Yet another one for the highlight reel. Looks like he's starting to falter. I'd say he's starting to feel the pressure a bit. You know, I don't have to pull him right down. Really pushing his opponent to the limit here. Look at the eyes. Challenger's starting to falter, and he's rolling. Wow, the chase is on. I don't think he's going to make it. I don't either. Whoa! Climbing out, find the limit in here. Going up. Look out! Oh, look out! To take a chance like that, do you know how badly he must want to win this? He's setting it up. What a move! What a smart move! Quick thinking to avoid that. And he dodges that one. Taking a bit of a beating so far, but nothing. Pulled back in. He's up to something. What a counter that was. Not today, too fast. Why has he got his opponent? What's he going for here? Whoa! Don't get up! Great reversal! Oh, wait, nice reversal. Wow, that was a wild strike. Talking about missing the target. Yeah, it looked like it was completely out of desperation. And he goes for the cover. This is it. I don't believe it. The match is over. Let's take a look back at some of the big highlights. toward the end.